Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of At Joel Cupcake Unedited, and that's me, Joel Cupcake. And I'm not gonna edit this, gonna try to one take it, hope I don't fuck it up. Thanks for coming, thanks for cruising, thanks for hanging. This week, well, I shouldn't say week, I'm doing this bi-weekly, I don't know why I said that. Well, today I'm talking about the coronavirus and how it's affecting our industry and our lives and our friends and what we care about and the things we love to do and you know, the world. Actually today, while I'm filming this, right before I'm filming this, you know, they announced they want us to do the social distancing and the quarantining and all that stuff for another 30 days. I know I see a lot of people, my friends list, freaking out. I know a lot of people personally that are freaking out. I know this seems hard and it seems difficult, but you know what? It is what it is. If you don't understand why things are being taken that seriously, just go online and look up everything that's happened in Italy and what's going on. I mean, this is the first time in probably 100 years that a doctor has been given the right to treat something like it's wartime, where it's like you just, you know, who's ever in charge of the hospital that they gets to choose who lives and who dies. Like that's crazy, man. Like, you know, I don't want to see America turn into that. I don't think any of you guys either do. So please check it out. It is affecting a lot of people in the industry, a lot of people close, a lot of friends. There's multiple venues with GoFundMe's up. There is multiple local businesses closing. I have multiple friends out of work. People don't know how they're going to pay bills. These stimulus checks, you know, it's a one-time thing of $1,200 and eventually we have to pay it back. It is not free money. So, you know, I think this is going to get worse before it's going to get better. So I wanted to talk about some ways you can support people in the industry and self-employed people, independent people, and just kind of give kind of my opinions on some of this stuff going on. The first thing I want to convey, to me, the biggest issue is we're all the same species, like religious beliefs, the color of our skin, you know, our backgrounds, the languages we speak, what we like, what we eat, you know, the sex we prefer, whatever, like none of that shit matters. You know, the only way we're going to get through something like this, it's a global pandemic. It's not just affecting America. It's not just affecting the music scene. It's not just affecting independent contractors. It's affecting corporations, affecting everybody. We are a species, one species collectively. We need to stay united. We need to stay together about this issue. You know, it's going to be a tough couple months. You know, that's the main thing I really want to relay to you guys, is that it's affecting everyone across the board. So please understand that. You know, like I said, there's a lot of venues closing. There's a lot of small businesses closing. There's a lot of venues that aren't sure if they're going to be able to reopen and just haven't announced it yet. So it's hitting home to a lot of people. The entertainment industry, I would definitely say, is suffering the most. Whether you work at an airline, whether you're a promoter, whether you're, you know, a self-employed videographer or photographer, whether you make graphics, whether you do media, whether you do marketing, like, you know, a lot of a lot of people in the entertainment industry are going to be affected the worst by this. That being said, you know, my background, being a promoter, being somebody who used to tour, also being an artist manager, I have a lot of friends who are road crew. You know, they're merchandise people, they're loaders, they're drivers, they're tour managers, they're lighting guys, they're sound engineers, whatever, what have you. All these people, you know, bands can't tour without their team, without their crew. You know, you might not understand that. You might think it's silly, but they're an important part of the process and the structure. And, you know, most bands are able to tour nonstop and do the things they're able to do because they have a great team and support system behind them, and especially the one that comes on the road with them. You know, my good friend Frank Finelli has tour managed a shit ton of bands. He sings for that band, The World We Knew. He started something really cool. They've raised about $25,000 for people who have been displaced from work. You know, the government ignores us. The government leaves the music industry alone a lot. So these people have no help. There is no, like, I can't go get unemployment because such and such band's not taking me on tour. The government's just going to look at you and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? So Frank started something called the Nomad Fundraiser. It's being reposted all over the place. You know, people from WWE have posted about it. The Corn guys have talked about it. Like, it's everywhere. Frank's has this whole process of how he's going to help out as many like road warriors and music industry people as he possibly can. Check that out. Please, please, please check that out. It's gofundme.com/F/Nomad Fundraiser. You can also just message me online and I'll send you a link to that. That's also there. For those of you that are part of the music industry, Grammy.com has like a COVID relief thing you can apply for. You put in all your credentials and all the work you lost and some of the business you lost from what's going on with all the shutdowns, and they can relieve you. Go to my Facebook. I posted that like a day or two ago. You can find it. My personal one, that is. If you're upset that you can't see bands, if you're upset that, you know, there's no shows, if you're upset that like, oh, I can't get out and live my life, I can't go to my homies and do the things I love, there's still plenty of ways to support, and make sure you do that. You know, these bands, like most bands, were on the road when this happened or had to cancel being on the road because of it. You know, being in a band is not just showing up for a show, you say, fuck it, whatever, and then you go to the next town. You know, it costs money, it costs time, it costs experience. So if you want to see these bands bounce back, if you want to see things go back to the way they were pre-Rona, however you want to say it, you know, then make sure you support. Number one way, go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, you know, Tidal, all those websites, whatever one you use, stream their music, listen to it. It will help keep them afloat. It will help them know that their fans and their friends and people still give a shit and are still there. Do that. Go to their specific merch stores. Don't buy merch through their label. Buy merch from them, whether it's their Bandcamp, a private website, an indie merch, whatever. Most bands have like a big cartel or something where the money goes directly to them and is not necessarily claimed by a retailer. If you can find that, buy the merch there. Just do it. Support them so that when all this calms down and we can all go out again, the bands can come out on tour and see us again. You know, we can see them, they can see us, they can come to your town, my town, our town, whatever. It doesn't matter. Also stream their videos on YouTube. Bands get paid on YouTube. YouTube's actually offering a cool incentive program for some artists with their streaming and live videos and some of that stuff. So you're probably going to see a lot more of that coming soon. So make sure you go out, make sure you watch their videos, stream their music, buy their merch. You know, bands aren't the only people affected by this. I have a lot of friends who are graphic designers and photographers and tattoo artists. You know, tattoo artists can't work. That's not considered an essential retailer. Same with photographers, same with graphic designers, all of that stuff. And most of these people, they work from home. You know, if they can't work, they can't live. They can't have a roof over their head. You know, most of these people, especially tattoo artists and photographers, should have prints. You know, if they don't, check out their work, ask them if they can get one printed up for you or something like that. You know, go find out. If they don't have a site easily listed, message them, get their professional email, send them an email. Hey man, like, I know times are rough. I love your stuff. You know, I hope you're not suffering. I want to purchase some of your art. Where can I, how can I do that? Where can I go? You know, a lot of photographers have books. You know, they have a whole book of their art. You can buy that. You can buy singular prints. Some have websites, some have e-seminars, some have photo reels that you can access to use for stock images. Hit them up, ask, message, you know, do all that. Graphic designers, a lot of them are running pretty big discounts right now because of what's going on with Corona. So ask, reach out. Hey, can you cut a deal? Like, hey, I really like your work. My money's tough. I know you need some money. Can we make something happen? Like, you know, how can we support each other? That's the important thing. Support each other. You know, local businesses, your local promoters, bars, venues, restaurants, food trucks, all that stuff. Everyone is in danger. Everyone. No one is safe. I don't care what they've told you. I don't care what you've heard. I don't care what you think. Bars and restaurants and nightclubs are all doing takeout. Restaurants, specifically food. A lot of bars and nightclubs will do takeout drink orders, stuff like that. It might not seem like a lot. It might, oh shit, I ordered 2 drinks for $20 and I gotta go pick it up. You know, that might help that place stay open through all of this. As I prefaced earlier, you know, I already know more than 5 bands off the top of my head. I'm sorry, more than 5 venues off the top of my head that aren't going to be able to bounce back from this, that are already closing. Some of them, the ones on the East Coast and in the Midwest, have already have GoFundMe's up because they don't know how to pay their staff. They don't know how to pay their rent. They don't know how they're going to survive all this. And if the venues die, you know, the government is getting stricter and stricter about live music and gatherings of people and all this stuff. So if your venues die, if they go away, we have nothing left to do. You know, if they don't have anything easily accessible, go online, send them an email, call them, see if they're still open. Hey, how can I support? How can I make sure you stay open? What can I do? You know, promoters, some of the promoters I'm sure have done or will do a GoFundMe. Some have merchandise for their companies. Some all got day jobs. That's what I did. You know, I'm slinging pet food till this dies down, you know. That's the best way to help. You know, those of us that have shows in June and beyond, go buy a ticket now, buy 4 tickets, you know, and then figure it out later with your friends. That type of stuff keeps us going, gives us hope, you know, makes us realize that people still care and are ready for it to bounce back and be over. You know, other people that own small businesses, I have a lot of friends that do it, whether it's a hairdresser or so on and so forth. Maybe just ask them, like, you know, what can I do to help you right now through these times? You know, maybe that person's real close to you and they can come over and just cut your hair or whatever in your house. You know, maybe they can do that and you can pay them like normal. You know, if you have friends that do construction, you know, maybe see if you need help with handyman work and you can pay them to do that. You know, message them, hit them up. You know, I don't think anyone's asking for a handout right now per se, and I'm not suggesting that anyone should, but be vocal. You know, talk to your community, your friends, your loved ones, your support system, the people you care about. You know, if you're suffering, well, I mean, we're all suffering right now. Let's be completely honest. Tell somebody. See how your community and your loved ones can help you. You might be surprised at the answers you get. Yeah, I've been pretty surprised by a lot of the support and stuff I've been told over the last 2 weeks. Most importantly, as people, you know, as I mentioned earlier, we're a species. We have to support each other, but we have to get by. Better yourself. Take this time, you know, reflect. I have a lot of things I've been meaning to work on. I have a lot of things in my life I'm not proud of, that I don't enjoy, that I think could be better. Sorry, a truck drove by and the camera just rocked, but unedited, not cutting it out. You know, better yourself, you know, eat better. I'm doing, you know, super long cardio walks and jogs with a dog. I bought some free weights. I'm doing some arm workouts, doing some stuff like that. Trying to be way more cautious of, you know, the stuff I'm eating, whether you go on a diet, whether you count macros, whether you do intermittent fasting, you know, whether you do keto, whatever it is. Now might be the time to try, depending on, you know, the supply of groceries in your area, of course. Do that. You know, we all have a flaw. We all have something we don't like about ourselves. We all have something that's a problem. Try to change it. Change that about yourself. Change it in yourself. You know, be a better person for you and your community and your environment and your job and the way you make money and your spouse or your children or your animals or whatever, you know. Push yourself. You won't be disappointed by pushing yourself out of your comfort box just a tiny bit, you know. Lastly, support each other. I've said it twice or 3 times already in this video. We are a species. We are one singular human race. You know, support each other. You know, hey, I want to support so-and-so, but times are tough for me right now too. Okay, message that person. Hey, I wanted to buy some stuff. I can't right now. Maybe when I get the stimulus check, I'll pick something up, whatever. Like, let people that you support know you're there for them. Let them know that you care. You know, let your family know, hey, I'm here. I'll help how I can, you know. You never know. Just having a FaceTime call for somebody with 20 minutes that's been sitting alone in their apartment for a week, you know, you might do a lot for that person's mental state or attitude or health or well-being, just overall, you know. We're one species. Let's act like it. Let's support each other. Doesn't matter your industry. Doesn't matter where you're from. You know, I've been doing my best to support all my friends all across this beautiful country. I have a couple friends starting podcasts. I have a couple other friends doing what I'm doing right now. I got a bunch of friends that are trying to start on Twitch. It's hard to devote time to supporting all this stuff, but you should still try. On that note, my good friend Sean Mott did start his podcast this week. It's called Metalcore Nerds. Somewhere in the next couple days, the first couple episodes will be out. I'm actually on the third episode. We're talking about Star Wars, pros, cons, hot takes, all three trilogies of the Skywalker saga. Discussing, it's me, my good friend Sean Mott, who is a booking agent at Continental Touring, and he used to be in a band called Ghost X Ship, and he's currently in The World We Knew. And then a man named Matt Fox. He's the creative force behind the band Shai Hulud, and he's also a member of the band Zombie Apocalypse. Yeah, thanks for watching this episode of At Joel Cupcake Unedited, and see you for the next one. Thanks.